All right, let's welcome Wayne Simmonds to our Trade Center Lounge. Welcome. How is the first Trade Center experience going so far?
Been pretty cool.
Yeah?
A little bit nerves, got him out. You know, it's like a first shift in a game. You go bang a couple bodies and then you're into it. So,
I love it.
It's been good.
Was it what you've expected or slightly weirder? Because we do some strange stuff.
Way weirder. Honestly, I've never been behind the scenes like this or anything like this, but it's been very informative and really cool. I'm enjoying it a lot.
Okay, well, you have the most recent NHL experience when it comes to our panel, so let's dive into some years past because you are the only member of our Trade Center cast to have been dealt twice at the deadline, and it was in back-to-back years. In 2019, you went from Philly to Nashville, then 2020 from New Jersey to Buffalo.
Yeah.
So walk us through what those years looked like for you and how you learned about the news and how that shook up your life a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just realizing I was a little bit of a suitcase for a couple of years there, but it was getting traded from Philly to Nashville for me was weird. I'd been in Philly for 8 years, right? It's like started to create a home there and whatever. And my wife was actually pregnant, and
oh gosh, that
yeah, it was
makes it a little more confusing.
big time. And she was like, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks away from where she wasn't able to fly anymore. So it ended up working out fine, but. Funny story is I actually signed my no trade clause to go to Winnipeg, and I thought I was going to trade to Winnipeg. So it was like $255, and I signed off on my no trade clause, and I'm just waiting for it to be announced on Trade Center actually. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, my wife and I were watching it, and all of a sudden it comes up at 3:02, late breaking trade to Nashville, and I was like, wait a second here. I was so confused.
Right.
I got a phone call from Nashville, and then from Philly after that, and I was like. Usually you bring your bag with you, right? But I was so confused. Like I didn't even know what was going on. I didn't even go to the rink, get my bag. I just went to the airport and left.
Straight.
Yeah, and then I show up in the morning and they're like, "You got your bag?" I'm like, I thought you guys just sent it. Like I had no clue. It was my first time being traded.
Wait, you don't have my bag?
Yeah, exactly. It was my first time being traded mid-season. So
Jeez.
Yeah, it was an experience.
Especially coming a couple minutes after the 3 o'clock deadline. Maybe you thought, okay, I got out unscathed. It was the late news.
Honestly, I thought after I signed it and they didn't say anything at 3 o'clock on the dot, I'm like, all right, well, I'm here, and I was fine with that. Yeah. I love Philly. I was fine with that. But yeah, it threw a wrench in a lot of things.
Man, I'll say. And then what about the next year, going from New Jersey to Buffalo? Yeah. How did that compare or contrast? How was that different?
That was way different. Yeah. We weren't doing too well in New Jersey, and I remember I talked to our GM. Our GM actually had gotten fired, our coach had gotten fired. So we had an interim GM who was Fitzy, who's there now with New Jersey, and he had spoke to me a couple of days before. I told him they're going to trade me. And then I remember I was driving to the rink. I got a call from my agent. He said, Buffalo wants you. I think they were a few points out of the playoff spot. And I'm from Toronto, so I'm like, yeah, it's closer to home.
Yep.
And we have a 6-month-old child at this point. So I'm like, let's try to get home. Let's try to get somewhere closer where we can actually get help from our parents. So traded to Buffalo. We're on a road trip. Both my car windows get spidered within, I want to say, like 2 days of me being on the team.
No way.
And then we play on the road, whatever. We come back, I play one game at Buffalo, and then it's COVID. So
Come on.
Yeah, that's how my Buffalo Sabre tenure went.
Now, just to make sure everyone watching this knows, like spidered, like your windows got.
Yeah. So it's both driver's side windows, my wife's car and my car, because we parked it in the parking lot at the rink.
That's
We got them shipped.
brutal.
Yeah, so it was an experience.
Not the warmest
for sure.
welcome.
No, but it's Buffalo.
You got used to it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, I mean, walk us through what it's like as a player. I mean, you mentioned back in 2019, you had Trade Center on in the background. You've got a little bit of anxiousness going on, some nerves. But what's it like as a player on this day? Are you keeping your phone on you at all
100%.
times? Are you trying to unplug and do something to distract you a little bit? What's going through your mind?
I'm not unplugging. I'm paying attention fully. I think both times I knew I was going to be traded, so it was interesting for me, right? Like I want to know where I'm going, you know, what the rumors are out there and all that stuff. Obviously, you're talking to your GM too and your agent, but you know, sometimes you guys get it first on Trade Center.
Right. Before you guys even know, which is wild.
So I don't even know how many people you guys have probably called and they're like, I'm getting traded to where? Right?
Surprise.
So like when I saw that, the one from Philly to Nashville, I was like, it threw me for a loop. But usually you're a little bit antsy, excited, nervous. Like there's a whole lot of feelings wrapped into one.
Okay. And how did the nerves back in the day when you were watching Trade Center from your couch, wondering where you're going next, to being in front of the cameras here today? How do they compare?
I'm probably more nervous doing this.
Okay.
At least I know I'm going to go play hockey, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, this is something new for me. This is like completely new out of my, I'm out of my bubble here. So,
hey, well, you look like an absolute pro so far.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Great to have you a part of the team, and hopefully it continues for many years to come.
Thank you.